Hey, so how many people do you need to talk to weekly to get significant results and grow your downline and create a real business and make income? I'll talk about it in this video, so stick around. And if we haven't met, my name is Edita, I'm from VIE now, and I'm educating network marketers on how to turn from desperate prospectors to confident and proud marketers and build your business without having to do crazy stuff like chasing people, like talking to strangers, doing random stuff. Instead, how to attract them to you without feeling awkward, without feeling salesy and all that kind of stuff. I've done prospecting, it didn't work for me, and now I'm working completely differently and sharing the information with you. And if you want to grab my 3-step formula how to recruit people to your team without having to chase, without feeling awkward, I have a video about that. It's at visnow.com/3 steps. Grab it and watch it. It gives an overview of how these things happen and what all successful and all the big names that you know and like are using, really, even if they teach differently in some cases. If you want a big business, if you want big results, that's the way to go. And the question for the title of this video came from one of the groups that I'm in, and somebody was asking a question: how many people do I need to talk to weekly? How many people do I need to show my presentation to weekly in order to get my team to grow significantly, to make income? So the short answer to this question is it depends. It really depends. Now, it depends on so many different factors. I'm gonna mention 6 of them to you. There are more, there are slight variations and so on, but I'll give you an idea of what really you need to think about in order to define how many people you talk to. And I'm not going to give you the answer, a number of people, and you'll see the reason why when I start talking about these 6 points. And the first point is really probably, the main one, the defining one is, are you actually prospecting to build your network marketing business or marketing? There's a huge difference in these 2 things. And we are network marketers. We are supposed to know how to market, and yet a lot of people stick with that random traditional prospecting that it's simply inefficient. So when you talk to, you don't have a strategy, you just go and sort these people, go for yes or for no, or whatever you believe you should be going for. Instead of having a strategy and having the skills of marketing, that is gonna cost you talking to more people, obviously, spending way more time talking to people, because you have to talk to so many people to find those few people who will eventually join, and you want them to also be quality leads and quality prospects, so they actually do work when they join, instead of just waiting for something or joining for the wrong reasons. So that was number 1. Number 2 is kind of related. So do you follow the logic that everyone is your prospect, or is your prospecting targeted? Even if you are prospecting, I'm not saying don't prospect, but you need to see it for yourself, how much time you want or you have to do these things. So obviously, if you are following that traditional logic that everyone is your prospect, that is still taught to most of us, that's gonna cost you more time, and that's gonna cost you talking to more people rather than defining your target market and only talking to people that are more likely to join you instead of any random people in the mall, or maybe you know, this is very old school. I don't know if anyone is still talking in terms of talking to people in the malls and stuff like that, you know, but even on social media, if you are randomly connecting with people, building your audience with the random people, thinking that some of them at some point will be interested, it's obviously less efficient than doing targeted prospecting and targeted intentional building of your audience. Point number 3 is your marketing messaging relevant to your target market? Are you speaking to your target market, or are you using that generic page that you get from your company, that generic marketing material that you get from your company, those same product photos that all the other or most of the other network marketers with your company are using? That is usually not very good. Or are you crafting your own messages or post content, or you know, when you talk to people, what are you talking about? What exactly are you saying to them? Is what you are saying relevant to your target market? Is it resonating with your target market? If it's not resonating, then again, you will need to be talking to more people to kind of do more sorting, you know, to find those people who will be resonating with your words. So you need to think about what exactly you are saying, what benefits you are promoting, and what products even. You know, are you going wide? Are you going narrow? You know, all that kind of stuff. It matters. So that is going to define how many people you need to talk to as well. The fourth thing that I have is, do you believe that it's still, if it's just a numbers game, or do you have persuasion skills? So again, if you are sorting through random people, believing that, you know, if you talk to 100 people, 5 of them will join, or I don't know what your numbers are, well, that's what's going to inform you how many people you need to talk to. Yes, you can say, you know, random things. Somebody, you know, eventually you will find somebody, but that's gonna take longer, that's gonna be less efficient, as opposed to when you have persuasion skills and you know exactly what to say, you know exactly how to say it, you know exactly how to create desire, how to create trust, how to display credibility, you know, how to get the people to take action. And because of that, your conversion rate will be better, you know. So obviously that will be more efficient, and you will have to talk to less people if you know this stuff. That includes closing skills, you know, phrases, words, and all sorts of stuff. We marketers need to know this stuff, but network marketers, a lot of them don't realize it, and that's why they struggle. That's why for them it's numbers game for them, as opposed to learning some skills and being more intentional and targeted and more efficient, and increase the conversion rate. The number 5 I have, do you know how to attract people instead of having to chase everyone. So what happens when you learn how to attract people? People start coming to you by themselves, and the longer you are in the game, the more people come to you, and it becomes a regular thing, it becomes a daily thing, and it has so many benefits in itself that it could be a big, a big other training about it, but that is the most efficient way, because when people come to you, they won't throw objections at you. The conversion rate is huge. Imagine somebody asking you if they can join your team. So that's a game changer. So when that happens, you don't even have to go after everyone or anyone at all. So do you know how to attract people? Or are you still prospecting and using those traditional methods, talking to strangers, cold messaging, and all that kind of stuff? And the final point for this video, but not in general, that I have is, do you know how to get quality leads on autopilot? So what does it mean on autopilot? So it kind of relates to the previous point when I said, do you know how to attract people? So that's one way to do it on autopilot. Eventually, when it builds up and people start coming to you by themselves, and you wake up in the morning to messages, people asking for more information about your business without you even realizing that these people were actually observing you and looking at what you're doing, and they liked you, and eventually they decided to come to you. So it is kind of on autopilot. For that, you need to learn how to do it, and this is the best quality leads that you can get. And when quality leads, what does it mean? That means efficiency again. So if you are able to get quality leads, if you know how to get quality prospects, that increases efficiency as well. And that means that you need to talk to fewer people and spend less time prospecting. So, and the other autopilot things might include paid advertising. It's also a skill. It's a very useful skill to have if you want to have a lot of time freedom, but that's a different topic again, and not everyone wants to do it, but it's an option as well, so that So that's basically what I wanted to mention, and obviously there are other subtler factors and skills to develop, but the answer to the question how many people you need to talk to really depends on your methods and on your skills. So I hope you got some useful points from this video. Thanks very much for watching, and if you do want to familiarize yourself with how the method to attract people works, grab my 3-step formula at viesnow.com /3 steps. It shows how to recruit people without having to chase, without doing crazy stuff, without feeling intimidated. And have a nice day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.